Hey guys, I wanted to update you on the exhaust for these waste oil burners. I noticed that I wasn't getting enough air out of the exhaust, so I did some research, and on that 6-inch that I had in there was starting to get clogged up. So I had mentioned on my earlier videos that I think 8-inch would work better, because the one that I have 8-inch on is actually the best one that works the best. So I went ahead and ran 8-inch out of this one, took the 6-inch off and ran 8-inch outside. Had to make a little hanger out of half a rim that I had cut up already. And then out here, I put in a T out here. And the reason why I did that is so that the debris would fall out of the bottom of the T. And if you wanted to raise that up above your garage roof or whatever, you could still raise it up. I don't know that I'm going to on mine, but I'm going to try it for a while. But it's doing really good right now. And so I've got it burning pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing up while we're talking and show you what it'll actually do. This thing is just burning about that much oil. So I'm going to drop it up just a little bit. And I wanted to mention to you guys that every once in a while you'll get some bad oil, and it's just impossible to get it to burn. Look at that crap. Now, I don't know what's in it. It's not water, because I've got a water separator. I can take the water out, but there's something in the, usually in the bottom of the barrel, that gets in there, and it's just insane. It will not burn. You'd have to dilute it. You have to add some diesel fuel to it. You just really fight it, but eventually you could burn up. I've just given up on it. I've been fighting it for 2 days, so I just drained it out and stuck some decent oil in there, good black oil. So what I've got here is a water separator. You guys have seen that on my videos before. So I can get the water out. It's just a valve on the bottom of the tank, and you can see the level where the oil is. So the water goes to the bottom, which is pretty cool, because oil and water separate. And so, see, so I can just loosen that up until it runs out. And so I was just going to watch this heat build up a little bit. You can actually see the top of the burn bowl right there, where it's not quite inside of the barrel, but it's still doing fine. So this one I can probably get to do nuclear like my other one. Watch. It's now that I got an 8-inch vent on there, so I'm getting a little bit of smoke out of there, but not much. Definitely a lot of heat. And so let's see. And I'm about 10 foot away from this thing. I can feel the heat over here. So let's see what happens here. Now I've got some of that junky oil in there as well, because I couldn't get it all out, but that's probably where the smoke is coming from, because I'm looking at my oil and it's still, it's getting close to being black, but it's still a little brown. So let's just do an experiment and see how hot we can get this thing without melting my pipe. So I'm going to turn the oil up just a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to turn my fan up, because I didn't have all my fan air going. So it's kind of you get your fan air going, you get your oil mixture right, and that's where you maximize your. So looking at my exhaust, probably gonna throttle my oil back just a little bit. I'm gonna see if that clears. It's not bad. I can definitely live with that. Let's see what happens here. See if I can get my tank red. I've got it red before, but not recently. So I like the horizontal design, really, because it keeps my oil and all my pipes low. So I could actually even go lower. Or with the vertical design, all your pipes and everything are higher, which you can probably rig that up to where it isn't, but it's just easier on the horizontal to do that. That's why I like the horizontal. The vertical might work a little bit better, but I just like the lowness of the horizontal. So this is the first horizontal that I've actually ever made, and I keep it here in my garage, and so I just keep tweaking it. I don't know really that I would do anything different on the next one. I would definitely go 2-inch pipe there all the way down, because I had to change that to 2 inch on top because I just had a 90 right there going down, and so I added that other port up there. So I like earlier I stuck some plastic wrapper from some paper towels, stuffed it down in there. I used a rod over there, stuff rod, and once I got the bowl lit, I just stuffed that down in there, and that plastic caught on fire, which is great material for trying to start your bowl on fire. And then I could throw the air to it, so it was pretty decent. So yeah, so I've got full air. I don't think I'm gonna get any more heat out of the oil. Let me see even if I just throttle it back a little bit. Let's see what that does. Sometimes you can add too much oil. So let's see what that does. So far my pipe's not hot, or my exhaust is not hot, and this 8-inch right here is not even airtight. It's just sitting on top of a 6-inch pipe. So I didn't have to do anything but other than sit that pipe on top. So let's see here. I had that bowl red earlier. Which is, I mean, this is probably plenty of heat for anybody right here, but I was just experimenting. And, you know, I've got a fan behind it taking the heat off the tank, and so it doesn't catch my wood on fire as well up there. Yeah, earlier this week when I was experimenting, I was blowing so I was trying to get that bad oil to burn. I had oil all over the place. The floor was on fire, and I wasn't worried about it, but yeah, because it was blowing oil, because I had the fan all the way up and it was blowing oil out of the bowl because it wasn't burning fast enough. So yeah, you gotta experiment a little bit. Just whatever works for you, whatever is right for you in your application. You just have to make the changes. But this right here is pretty much set as far as the process of building another one. You could do the same thing with a short tank. This is just a huge tank, but you could do the same thing with a short tank. I'm sure it would work fine, because I've used short tanks vertically, and it's worked fine. Yeah. I guess the only thing to improve that is just if you didn't want to use that brake drum, you could create a little lever that hooks to the tank and it raises the pot up, so you don't have to get underneath there when you're cleaning it out. But I think that's about it, really. So I guess I'm not going to really get much more heat out of that. Well, let me just, since we're messing around, let me just throw a lot of oil to it. See what happens. We should just go through a lot more oil, which is kind of defeating the purpose. So with all that said, why do you want everything to get red hot and melt your pipe and melt your bowl and melt your exhaust? And so actually I'm just gonna give up on that idea, because I think you don't want to necessarily cause a problem just because you're trying to melt everything. But as long as you get enough heat, you're not burning up a lot of oil, you're not getting a lot of exhaust, that's what you want. No exhaust fumes. Maximize your heat. Make sure your exhaust is emptying out, and your fan circulator, and you're good. So anyways, I'm gonna post this today. Hopefully this will help you guys. I can't think of anything else that I need to tell you other than that stovepipe's expensive. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably like $300 of stuff right there. So, but it'll cheaper than buying a $6,000 furnace that burns oil and then it clogs up all the time. So anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Bye now.